All right, sorry it's been so long. Um, I got sick again, and I've been busy. So this time I only got sick for like a few days, but it is mostly on the weekend, so not terribly helpful because I was going to do a lot of my wand carvings. I am super thankful that I went ahead and carved, marked up some of the red on here because it's been so long that I kind of do and kind of don't remember what I was doing with this. But these red marks are kind of bringing it back just a little bit. I can see I have some work to do here for sure, but that's not marked in red. Okay, I mean, you can't do anything about that turn, of course, other than flip it around, which will work. I'd like to be able to present from both sides because I don't particularly care which hand somebody casts with, because if you're just turning it and pointing, then it's still going to work. So, all right, I've only got like 30 minutes or so, so I should probably largely shut the hell up and get to work, right? Yep, let's roll. All right. Ooh. I did pick out another piece of wood to start kind of thinking about in my head. I don't know if I'll make a video on it or not. It's going to be a really difficult piece to do. Mostly because all the knots and stuff on it. It might just be better if I don't distract myself by explaining what I'm doing when I'm doing it. I know that doesn't do much for you guys, but I can't show them all. So I usually have several wands that I'm kind of working on the side, and then wands that I'll designate here. I did sand the wand 3 earlier today. I'm reasonably confident that it's pretty much getting ready to be sold. So, well, it's getting ready to be. I'm getting ready to put it up for sale. It's smooth enough that I'm not embarrassed. It's actually pretty damn smooth, really. But a couple other areas I'm going to smooth out first. I did try some of the air using compressed air. I have a shop vac that can blow as well as suck air out, wet or dry. So I tried that on there, and it had limited success. So I'm glad I tried it out before I went and just bought a bunch of stuff, because stuff has to go somewhere. And I've got room here. I actually have a lot of room here. It's taken up by my spiritual stuff. So, which you've probably noticed I'm quite active with, and I don't need. Is it light enough? Yeah, it's light enough. It's actually lighter on the camera than it is in real life. Anyway, yeah, I don't need approval for what I do with that area, really. Any more than I need approval to carve a wand. But I mean, people seem to really like the series. I'm glad, because I enjoyed doing it, and I literally was I was so tired here just not too long ago that just going up the stairs was an experience, which is usually how I get sick. I just get exceptionally tired, and then I just don't have energy to do anything. Tried all sorts of stuff with it, and usually I just kind of have to not overdo it and wait it out. Not overdoing is the problem, because I'm like, well, I can always push a chisel on a wand. And as long as the chisel's sharp, then is it really that much work? It doesn't take much. Can you see out there? Not really. Okay. One of the neighborhood strays. I think I've talked about it before, just maybe not on the wand videos. I put food and water out. Usually water every other day, because I put out 2 small dishes and put a dish of food out. And one of the strays likes to come in here and lay on the floor in the garage. Still pretty skittish, super skinny. And we have 3 cats, and 2 of the 3 cats are rescues from Pennsylvania. Rescues from Hawaii, actually, the first time we were here. And the other one is originally from a farm in Pennsylvania that we visited to go to like Gettysburg and stuff like that. So, all right, I'm doing a no-no. I know I am. I should be marking, making notes. So let's take a look. Okay, yeah, I gotta tap the back because I have to look at it through the screen also, just so I know I'm not doing something stupid like having it right here and pointing everything out, and not terribly useful for anybody else not here. And me and Cat, I'm not going to give it a name, are the only. Well, there might be some ants around here somewhere. You don't get rid of ants in Hawaii, really. You can for a little bit, and then they just kind of come back because there's no cold season, so they're not going to get killed that way. And nothing seems to really eat them. So, all right, so let's take a look at this. I know I'm scribbling. I'm not explaining what I'm doing. So I want to further accentuate this a little bit, start to take this down some, because I suspect I'm going to have to take this down some, but I'm going to wait until I make sure this goes out first. So I want to kind of reduce this down to get the overall defined shape here. And I'll probably flatten this just a little bit up here, so that way it looks, so it'll just kind of go like this, and that'll help form the shape of the tip also when that's gone. But I want to get this right first, because if I can't do that, and I should be able to, but if I can't do that, then I'll want to emphasize this curve so it looks more like a pointing finger. Well, not like that. Oh yeah, I can do that. Yep. So yeah. But more of a pointing finger. That one. Want some candy? So we said that to some lady earlier today. She was visiting from someplace and some other facility, and we were just like, "Hey, do you want some candy?" And it caught her off guard, and I thought she was gonna get upset. But we actually did have candy, so that's the thing, and we were already holding it out, so it's not like we were this was a work environment, so we were just fine. You want some candy? All right. So working on that curve, as you can see here, this if I flatten this much, if I go down much more on here, then I'm gonna have to go all in on this tip, and I want to see how much I can do here first. But I got to get this curve and prepare that area first, and so that's kind of what we're gonna do. So let's look at it from this side too, and it's a little bit less than on this one. This seems heavier, and it's kind of thicker this way, so let's just go ahead and do that first, and then we won't worry about the other side, because if we get this one side good, because it's the thicker, heavier side, it looks like, at least from this perspective. You may not be able to see it, but if you can, then we get that one correct, then we'll just mimic this other one to look similar, because this is going to throw us off visually the entire time. So I have to make this side look good, and then we'll just kind of use feel and some visuals like this to make sure that that's going to work. Time check. Okay. Because I got to make dinner tonight, so. All right. And September is Suicide Prevention Month, so if you feel you are in need of mental health counseling, then please go and do that. I've been quite open and honest that I was an infantryman in the Iraq War, and I don't hide that I have PTSD, but I did get counseling for it. And if you are, it doesn't take wartime related traumas to do it. I mean, some of us, including myself, had traumas growing up, and that can be a sensitive subject, and I apologize. But I think it's more important to say that I think that if if you think you should get help, then you probably should. And I was telling a friend of mine. I have a friend who's a 911 operator, and I was telling her that it isn't a matter of whether or not we're strong or not, whether it was childhood PTSD, whether it was war-related PTSD, some other type of PTSD. It doesn't. It matters. We already survived it, which is why we're still here. We were strong enough to survive it. We've been strong enough to live past it, right? And now it's more of a quality of life issue, right? So getting help, even if it's just counseling, which is great. I did it for a couple of years actually, through the VA, and really worked at it. It does take some work, but it's a quality of life thing, and we're already strong enough to survive all these incidents, already. We don't have to prove how tough we are. We already did that, right? So now let's improve the quality of our lives, because if anybody deserves to live and enjoy their life a little bit more after something like that, it's survivors. And I'm not saying people that haven't gone through anything don't. It's just they don't face the kind of same set of stressors that we do that can impact our daily lives. It still impacts mine. It's just I have different tools in place, and I look at it a lot differently now. So I would encourage anybody that can to please use your mental health services, counseling services, it preferably by a qualified professional, but if nothing else, then buddy aid still works. So went to a 5K this morning about that on Ford Island, being put on by the Navy, and encouraged all of my people to go that work for me. So we all did that this morning on Ford Island. So too many people died of suicide, and I hope that you get the help that you need, because we're all survivors. If you're hearing this message, you're a survivor. So take care of yourself, and kindly consider what I said, because it is a quality of life issue. We are already strong enough to survive. Heavy topic today. Okay, let's switch it. But yeah, a little thick here. We can see. You see the angle just kind of sort of really sucks right here. I don't know that I needed to have marked this, but I'll just keep it low right there. Let's look at it from this side. It's not too bad. This side comes down a little bit. Right, it looks like there's a little bulge, so let's just go ahead and take a little on the side off right there. Let's look here. This is a little much compared to the other. This looks pretty straight. I don't know if you can see that or not. This looks pretty straight right here. So I'm going to kind of leave that this round. Check my time. 14 minutes almost. So let's roll. All right. Getting some resistance there, which is kind of unusual. I don't, from memory and from working on it so far today, it seems kind of resistance was a bit of a surprise, because this is going so well. I have to be very careful not to really lay into it and then take chunks out. There we go. That was easy enough. Alright, I can see this is a little raised right here, eyeballing it, so let's just go ahead and take some of that down some. Oop, hitting a little edge there. Let's just go ahead and flip that. There we go. Man, I really wish I could have done something cool with this, Oh, that's just such a neat pattern. I know I'm probably the only person fascinated with it, but they don't come along very often. I would just love to find one that would just like snaked, you know, or something similar. You know, that would just be badass. All right, let's look here. Can you see that? Sorry. All right, there we go. So we've got a decent curve going on here, but as you can see right here, it's a little raised. It's kind of where it's starting to chip, I think. So that might be an issue. It'll probably take the file to make that look more normalized. So here, this curve is actually pretty good. I don't want to mess with this area here yet. I can literally like probably take my fingernails aren't very long. I could probably take them and start chipping stuff out here. So I got to be careful with that end. Let's get the curve up here on top. Even though we're gonna have to take it down, it's pretty standard. So that's good. Looking at it this way, well, that kind of throws us off. So let's just go back to this. All right, and look at it from this perspective. This is a little high. Right, we got a little bit of a lump. Rot air. And then I could take some of this down to the side. I'm gonna have to. Oh, come on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start digging into this and getting it out. So nothing for about to do it. 16.5 minutes in. Let's roll. All right. Oh, that hurt. Oh. Let's go back to smaller ones here. All right, we got some other stuff. All right, looking at this like this, it's not bad. I mean, we'll have to reduce this area a bit more too once we kind of get an indication of whether or not that's going to be viable. I think it is, but I'm cautious, and you already know that. So let's look at it from this. It looks fairly straight, but I think when you take off a little bit here, because it kind of curves up a little bit. I don't know if you can see that or not. No? Okay. Well, take my word. Just this little bit here. It's not a lot. So that area will have to come down some. I don't think the rest of that seems to be okay. I mean, eventually we'll have to take this down too, but it's not major. This is still a little raised. It kind of comes down a little sharper here than I would like. Just go ahead and take that off. And then I'll probably have to call it not long after this. To go make dinner, and I don't know if I'm coming back here after, frankly. I picked my son up from school tomorrow, of course at the same time as a going away party for one of the people in the office, about one level up from mine. At one time, and then in the evening I have another one to go to, so I'm not going to get anything done tomorrow. Come on now, it's kind of starting to catch and split there, so I'll be a little cautious. This is looking pretty good here. Still let me look at it from the different perspectives. Okay, that's not going to affect that. The turning, it looks okay on the turning. We do expect it to kind of go like this. We still want that focal point there. It doesn't need to be like perfectly straight because we want the eyes to follow right about where the heart is. Generally speaking, it's where people are going to point to. So now, if they're pointing over here, that's a different story. But when they're pointing ahead, you know, this is going to line up just about with the heart. So got it there. Flip the other hand. It just doesn't quite feel the same. Could just be because I am left-handed. I just do a lot of stuff right-handed. So it should work. All right, I think we're gonna have to call it there. And I can tell you what we're gonna have to do next. Let me go ahead and mark my lines. I don't think it'll be that long. I have to go hiking on Saturday, I think. So we're gonna have to take this in more. Faux show. Boo. And I want to take some of this down some still, so I can kind of flatten that a little bit. Eventually I'll take some of this down too. Just a real light line. But that'll happen as we narrow it. I just need the general shape right now, and I think we can kind of finally decide to say we can get rid of some of this, because I'm not gonna be able to flatten it out as much as I had hoped. I don't think. Okay. So we've got that. It still looks pretty decent here. Wouldn't mind rolling this ridge over a little bit. So hard line here. That should be enough to remind me. Now we'll need to take this in just a little bit. Probably this place next to it here. All right, so that's probably where we're gonna have to leave it for tonight. I know it was short. I apologize. I should be okay now, because I was still kind of struggling a bit just a few days ago. So yeah, I mean, I missed like a significant portion of last week. So stayed in bed. I didn't start feeling normal until like Sunday night. So I was still having problems on Monday and Tuesday, and then yesterday I felt all right. Today I'm still pretty tired, but I'm all right. So more than enough time to do this, so we did it. Sorry about the delay, and have a good night.